Hey there, Walt here from Walt in PA. I just got done visiting the Kennedy Covered Bridge in Chester County, Pennsylvania, and I've got some time to kill. There's a couple of other covered bridges in the area, so this one won't be a full-blown micro backroad adventure, but we'll see what we can find before I need to meet up with the gang, Trekimoto and company, for a little group ride on this beautiful Sunday. Man, I realized I kind of cheated you on the last video. I didn't give you a look at riding through the bridge. We should go do that right now. On our way to the next one. All right, folks, as I mentioned just a moment ago, this isn't a full-blown micro-adventure, backroad, what was I calling this again? Tentatively named Backroad Adventures? I don't remember. I'll figure it out in post-processing, or post-editing. So, I have just left the Kennedy Covered Bridge in Chester County, and as I mentioned in that video, there are a cluster of bridges all relatively close to one another. There is the Kennedy, which I just left. There is Sheeter Hall, and there is also oh man, what's the name of that other bridge? Rapp's Dam. They're all clustered right around Phoenixville, and I believe there's one other, but the name escapes me off the top of my head. So we are going to see what we can find, because I do not have my GPS loaded up to get me there. We're just going to be exploring random back roads and see if we can find it. So when I started this video, I wasn't really sure which covered bridge we were going to go to next. It really came down to which one I could find. Well, it looks like I'm going to find Rapp's Dam, because it's on Rapp's Dam Road, and well, here we are. So there's not going to be much scenery along the way, so you'll have to bear with me jabber-jawing. Ooh, that was awfully close. So Rapp's Dam Covered Bridge is probably the largest and busiest one of the cluster here in Chester County in the Phoenixville area. This one has trailheads that connect to it. There's a picnic area. There is quite often very few parking spots available in the two parking lots that this bridge has. There's one on either side of the road. And this is the covered bridge that I have visited on several occasions with good friend Goofy, because he lives nearby and he also enjoys a nice covered bridge stop. And just as expected, we're coming up on the bridge now. It is kind of sad that they have to put these giant structures in place, but the fact of the matter is this bridge has been struck many times and has been damaged. It's seen quite a bit of damage, but here we are. We've got a bridge, we've got lots of hikers. See if we can't stop, look around a little bit, snap a few photos, get back on the road. Alright folks, there is no chance of me getting in that bridge on foot to take photos and videos. It is just wildly busy today. Got a whole bunch of hikers, whole bunch of vehicle traffic. And what I'll need to see if I can do is, I've been here before, so maybe I can pull some archive footage and go about getting you some footage that way. Of course, as I say that, two hikers walk up through the bridge. Way to make me look like an idiot. Walt here. I'm here at the Rapp's covered bridge, and unlike a lot of the other bridges I've visited, there is actually some signage here which we can check out, which is pretty informative. So we got Chester County once boasted at least 85 covered bridges. This lovely survivor is one of the longest and one of the most expensive. Cost nearly $3,600 when the county hired Benjamin Hartman to build it in 1866. Before then, people simply forded the creek to cross it. And it goes on to explain the Burr truss arch system, which I've seen in other bridges. And it's just kind of a cool thing. Just gives you some insight on the bridge, which I really haven't had before this particular one. Can you imagine? $3,600. I don't know what that costs in today's dollars, but I'm sure it's pretty expensive. Looks like there's some damage to the underside of the bridge over here. It's a nice, serene place. It's another bridge that has the openings cut in it. I have no idea if those are intentional, like, you know, if they were put in when the bridge was constructed, or if they were kind of added later. Because it just seems kind of strange to have those portals in there with all of the structure in front of it, you know, partially blocking it. I don't know if we're going to be able to cross this bridge. It's kind of tight, and there's been a fair bit of traffic this morning. This is one of the few that I've actually been able to kind of get under and see. Alright, enough of the underside. Let's take a look at the outside. This is a nice touch, scribing the wood to the stone. Alright, well, I'm not going to chance trying to get inside the bridge. It is, it's kind of narrow, a lot of traffic, and obviously I'm making people nervous when I'm up there walking around the outside. So, I think that's going to do it for look to the outside. I'm going to get some pictures and head on out of here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid that this one is going to be kind of short. I'm a little disappointed, to be honest with you. I really wanted to kind of get in the bridge and poke around and maybe stretch this video out a little bit, but as you can see, you know, traffic is, well, it's not exactly light. And there's a deer. Just running on down the road. So, I did try to get in there, but I think I was freaking some people out because they were like stopping and they didn't know how to react. I just assumed they'd go around me. It's not a real wide bridge, but I am like a dummy. I am dressed in all black. Even without my riding gear on, I'm wearing a black shirt and black boots, so it's just dark over dark, and I'm not entirely comfortable with just walking around in there with this much traffic. But it's alright. This is the first covered bridge I've gone to that has actually had some like information posted about it. I mean, aside from South Coventry, but that wasn't an active bridge. That was moved
so that it could be walked through and looked at, and so of course there was information on that one. So, busy bridge. This is probably the busiest one I've been to so far, which is surprising because there was one on the backcountry road, I think it was Pleasantville, that got a surprising amount of traffic for where it was. But I was looking at the map a little bit. This is kind of a channel between routes 724 and 23. They come together at one point. It's where I was riding in, and 113 is out that way. So this must be just a common travel corridor to get from one highway to the other, or from one state route to the other. So
maybe I should have waited just another couple of minutes for the traffic to die down. It was pretty bad for a stretch. Several cars deep on either side waiting to cross. So, I want to thank you for joining me on this little micro adventure to the Rapp's Dam Covered Bridge. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that I was able to find some halfway decent archive footage from an old visit.